Imagine a patient in your area who just typed in optician near me, found a few results, and now they're reading reviews to see how the practice handled a complaint from 6 months ago. The truth is, statistics show that 84% of patients check online reviews before choosing a healthcare provider, and 61% trust what they read more than a personal recommendation. So when that patient finds your profile and sees just 9 reviews from a year and a half ago with no responses, they're probably not going to choose you. In this video, we're going to walk through exactly what to do about that, how to get more reviews coming in consistently, how to respond to them in a way that adds to your reputation, and how to make your Google business profile work harder for your practice. Let's get into it. Why reviews matter. So reviews affect your practice in 2 ways: what patients decide when they find you, and where Google places you when they search. When a patient is comparing a few local options, reviews are often what makes their decision. The rating they see, the total number of reviews, and how recently they were left all play into whether they contact your practice or keep scrolling. Google is also clear that review count and average rating are factors in local search placement. So a practice with 80 reviews will generally rank above one with 8 reviews from 2 years ago, even if everything else on the listing is identical. There's also a specific rating range where a patient trust tends to be. According to research from Northwestern University, the sweet spot is between 4.2 and 4.5 stars, which is where the patient booking conversion tends to peak. A practice sitting at a perfect 5 can generate some hesitation because patients expect that any business will occasionally fall short. Before we get into how to collect more reviews, if you want to understand where your practice stands right now, we offer a free digital audit for Eyecare businesses. Just click the first link in the description. We'll look at your review profile, your Google business profile, and your overall online visibility, and we'll show you exactly what to prioritize first. Now let's get back to how reviews work. How to collect more reviews. The most effective place to start is by building a simple review request into your checkout process. Patients are usually most receptive right after a positive visit, while the experience is still fresh in their minds. A brief, natural mention from a receptionist or a practice manager at the end of the appointment is often all it takes. A QR code displayed in your practice can support that by giving patients an easy way to leave a review before they leave. You can place it in the waiting room or on the dispensing desk or on a small card at reception. Patients can scan it, go straight to your review page, and leave their feedback in just a couple of minutes while they're still in the building. Same-day follow-up is also far more effective than waiting. Once patients get back to their routine, the chances of them leaving a review drop quickly. From there, a follow-up text or email with a direct link to your Google review page can reinforce the in-person prompt. A direct link removes the need for patients to search for your listing themselves, which is what makes it more likely for them to follow through. You can also include review prompts in the appointment reminder emails or digital receipts your practice already sends, so the request arrives at a natural moment rather than feeling separate or forced. It also helps to give patients more than one way to leave a review. While Google should be the priority, some patients are more active on Facebook or Trustpilot, so offering more than one channel can help you capture feedback from people who do not regularly use Google. One thing to avoid, though, is offering any kind of incentive in exchange for reviews. Discounts, vouchers, or anything that looks like a reward for positive feedback can put your profile at risk of being flagged by Google. Reviews carry more weight when patients know they have been given freely, and that changes when something is offered in return. How to respond to reviews. You need to remember that every response you leave is visible to everyone who reads your profile, not just the person who left the review. So how you handle both positive and negative feedback in public shapes the impression perspective patients form before they've ever been in contact with you. Google also factors response activity into how it assesses your listing. So regularly engaging with your reviews shows Google the profile is active. For positive reviews, a specific response works far better than a generic one. If a patient mentions something specific about their visit, acknowledge it directly in your reply. A response that mirrors back what they actually said reads as personal and genuine, whereas a generic thank you reads as just a copy and pasted template. When it comes to negative reviews, they need a different approach. You want to acknowledge the experience, thank the patient for sharing it, and invite them to contact the practice directly to resolve it. What you need to avoid is responding defensively or going into specifics of the situation in a public comment. Moving the conversation offline shows other patients reading your profile that you take complaints seriously and that you're willing to engage with them directly. As a rule, aim to respond within a few days of a review coming in, because a negative review that sits without a response for several weeks tells a potential patient that either you didn't see it or that you didn't choose to engage. Neither of those impressions works in favor of a practice that relies on patient trust. Once you have a strong collection of reviews, they do not have to live only on your Google listing. A great strategy is to have a testimonial snippet placed near the booking form on your website. That gives patients the reassurance that they need at the exact moment they're deciding whether to book. The same quotes work well in the recall emails, in social media posts, and in any other patient-facing communication where building confidence matters. Now that you have a process for collecting reviews and a consistent approach to responding, the last piece is making sure your Google business profile is set up to amplify all of that. Optimizing your Google business profile. Your Google business profile is the listing patients see when they search for you or search for an optician nearby, and there is much more you can do with it than just keeping your contact details up to date. Start by reviewing your categories and business description. Your primary categories should be as specific as possible, and secondary categories can cover the additional services your practice offers, things like myopia control, contact lens fitting, or sports eyewear. The description is one of the few places on your profile where you can use keywords directly, so write it in the language your patients actually search for, with a clear focus on the services that make your practice distinctive. Keeping fresh photos of your eyewear collections, your practice interior, and your team shows patients what to expect before they arrive, while also signaling to Google that the listing is actively maintained. Beyond those fundamentals, there are a number of features in your Google business profile that can significantly lift what your listing does for your practice. The products and the services tabs lets you list your frame ranges, lens packages, and appointment types directly on your profile, so patients can see what you offer without leaving the search results. An appointment then connected through a booking provider or your own booking page means patients can schedule directly from your Google listing without clicking elsewhere. The Q&A section also gives you the chance to answer common questions before patients even contact the practice. Things like whether you offer OCT scanning, walk-in appointments, contact lens fittings, or consultations. Google Posts are another feature worth building into your regular schedule. A post about a seasonal promotion, a new frame arrival, or a short educational piece keeps your listing active and can link back directly to a relevant page on your website. Each post can include a call to action button, so a promotion post can drive patients straight to the booking page. The last thing to check regularly is your Google Business Profile performance. Performance shows how patients are finding your listing, whether through a direct search or your practice name or a broader search like Optician Near Me. You can also see what actions patients take after finding you, including calls, direction requests, and website clicks. I recommend tracking how those numbers shift alongside your review activity to see actually what's driving patient inquiries. Once you're checking that data regularly, you've got what you need to keep refining your approach over time. And if you want to find out what's holding your specific profile back, as well as get an overview of how good digital presence is, click the first link in the description to get your free digital audit for your Eyecare business. We'll look at your review volume and recency, your overall online presence, and then give you a specific breakdown of what to work on first. Again, it will be in the first link in the description. And if you want to take your online presence even further, then check out our masterclass on engaging eyewear customers on Instagram.